way to start the video out, right? Anyway, what's up, water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is going to be some bonus material for you all for the month of November. If you reach out, okay? This is for people dealing with a situation in which there's I'm like, the intention I'm putting into it is like no communication, okay? I guess there can be a little, but little to no communication, you know, like if you got ghosted or if, you know what I'm saying, you got into an argument with somebody and just haven't talked to them in a month or something like that, you know, those types of situations where there's no communication. If you're not dealing with a situation like that, this is not for you, okay? If anybody is interested in scheduling a personal reading, look in the description of the video. Other than that, though, let's get right into it. Room's filling up slow. This is my 4th live stream in basically the day, so I'm sure nobody's getting notified. That's how they usually go. But anyway, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy birthday to you there. What's your name? Carol? Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. The few of you that have. Appreciate it. All right. Do we have any Cancers in here? There's a few of you in here. Cancer, if you reach out. How would they respond? How are they really feeling? And what is the best advice? Okay, what'll happen? How will they respond? How are they really feeling? What's the best advice here? I'm all about that advice, y'all. All about that advice. I'm much more advice-oriented and less outcome-oriented, okay? Way more advice-oriented and way less outcome-oriented. Okay, so if you're new to my channel and new to my style, that's one of the biggest differences about me and other tarot card readers. Let's get 4 shuffles here for Cancer. 1, 2, 2 more. Okay, overall, the strength in the reverse. Some of y'all could be dealing with a Leo, but I feel like this this connection here is very draining. Okay, whether there's communication or not, this is very draining. So, the Page of Swords reversed, I don't really know the way this person would respond. I think this person would be holding a lot back, okay? Now, with the 7 of Swords in the reverse, okay, so for some of you, I feel like this is split down the middle here. For some of you, there will be no response at all. I don't think this person is interested in even communicating. But there is this 7 of Swords reversed right here. So I do feel like there is the feeling of guilt. Okay? For others of you, I do think that an apology would be made, but nothing else would really be said. Okay? It could be a Taurus that you're dealing with, but I think this person is biting their tongue. They're holding back a whole lot. Okay? A whole lot. I don't really know. It would be much more one of those types of things where you would end up having to try to dig something out of them if you all started talking. There's a lot they'd be holding back, okay? Okay, the way they really feel, well, I think that they're still in love with you. They're definitely still in love with you for sure. They have a lot of emotion, but they've come to terms with, you know, it is what it is, okay? You know, I do have these feelings. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't think they trust you with how they feel. But the Death in the reverse, I do feel like could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with. But as far as how they feel, they do feel like there's a desire to try to reconcile and make things work. But I don't think they trust whether or not it actually would. They want to make things right. They want things to work between the two of you, but they just don't trust that it ever will, if that makes any sense. Okay? The best advice here? 8 of Wands reverse. Probably not right now. Probably not. Probably not. If communication is blocked, you might just want to leave it there. If they're not communicating and reaching out, you might just want to leave it there. But make sure you relinquish any grudges. Don't be holding on to anger and bitterness from the past. Don't be holding any grudges. Okay. From what I've been getting a lot here today, reading these right here, it's very, very heavy hammering on concentrate on healing. A lot of healing. A lot of y'all are dealing with situations right now. Not all of you, of course, but a lot of you are dealing with situations right now in which, as painful or as frustrating as the silence may be, you need to leave it that way for a little bit. You need to leave it that way for a little bit, especially until the pain subsides a little bit, or the frustration, or the dust starts to settle, you know. Because a lot of these situations, if you put yourself back in it right away, even with the best intentions in mind, and nah, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry, or I'm just, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be different this time, it'll suck you right back in. That wheel, it'll just spin again. It'll just spin that cycle around and around and around and around and around as many times as you get near it, okay? It'll suck you right back into that cycle, okay? So I would hold off for right now. Honestly, I would hold off. I don't think you're gonna get what you want out of this person anyway. Like as far as a confession of how they feel, or get them to open up and connect with you emotionally. I don't think they're willing to do that. So I would hold off, honestly. You can do whatever the hell you want. That's just the best advice for you, okay? Best advice for you. All right, Scorpio. Do we have any Scorpios in here? Oh, a nice little group of y'all tuned in. Did y'all get notified, though? I don't know if it's just me. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers who will go live like 4 or 5 times in one day. And I've never heard anybody else complain about this, but every time... After I stream live 3 times, after that, it stops notifying people. It stops. So, anyway. No, you didn't get notified? Okay, I didn't think so. He's still a good 100 of you showed up, so that's not bad for nobody getting notified. It's not bad at all. Anyway, Scorpio. Scorpio, what would happen if you reached out? How would they respond? How are they really feeling? And what's the best advice here? Okay, so let's get 4 more shuffles here. 4 more. Oh, other readers have complained about that? Oh, okay. Well, I don't watch other readers anymore, so I don't know. All right, 2 more shuffles here. I used to. I mean, I still got a couple. I got a couple of readers that I'll pop in and say what's up, you know what I'm saying, during their live stream. But I just don't really watch anymore, you know. A lot of them. Well, I had a little handful of them that was coming to my channel and harassing me and trying to bully me and shit and say that I'm copying off of them and stuff like that. And I'm like, whoa, it's like that? This is when I was new, you know. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to take my focus away from you all. So I'm just going to come up with all my own ideas, you know. So I have no clue what anybody's doing now, honestly. Anyway, total sidebar there. Scorpio. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? So I do think that a reconciliation, or what's that word? I hate to use the phrases, you know, speaking of copying off people, the phrases everybody uses, like coming out of abandonment and whatnot, but it's going to happen eventually. A return is going to have to be made at some point in time or another, but I don't think that this person has relinquished any grudges. I think this person is still very pissed off about whatever went down between the two of you. I think they're getting over it slowly but surely, but as far as like by and large letting it go, I don't think so. Okay? So I don't really think that, I think this person is still a commitment phobe. I think that, I don't really know if they would want to jump all in, okay? It would kind of be cold and distant and closed off between the two of you, okay? I don't really know if, I'm not sensing an energy here where, like with a lot of the people today, a lot of the signs, the energy of a fight breaking out popped up several times. I don't see that here. I don't see an altercation erupting, but I do see that this person is still very, very attached to whatever went wrong in the past, okay? How they're really feeling? I don't really know if they're interested in starting anything new in love with you. I don't really know if they're interested in that. But I think this person is still very much, has kind of that white knight complex, kind of a little bit like, oh, I'm the shit. I'm the one you need. I'm the only one that does it right. You know, a little bit immature. I think this person's a little bit immature and cares probably more about money. Okay, a lot of you are dealing with somebody who's very superficial when it comes to what they actually care about and what drives them. Could be an earth sign that you're dealing with, but with the 10 of Pentacles right here, it's more like I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want the emotional connection. I just want to look good, you know. I want to look good, like especially if you're dealing with a dude. I mean, men and women both do this in their own way, But especially if you're dealing with a guy, it's like, I just want to be seen with a pretty girl and seen driving a cool car. And I just want to be seen, you know, pulling up to a nice house and all this stuff. You know, it's like, I care more about the superficial shit than the actual connection, you know? So I don't really know if this person has a full interest here, really, okay? The best advice here, I would avoid any possible altercation right now. If you do decide to reach out, like I said, it's going to be necessary to clear the air with this person anyway at some point, but I wouldn't open up. I wouldn't open up emotionally. I wouldn't try to connect with them emotionally. It's very important to accept that I think this separation was a divine intervention anyway. And avoid any and all drama. Don't be fighting no battles. Don't bring the past back up. Don't, you know what I mean? Anything that you think could spin the wheel back again, just avoid that. And if you feel any of that coming on, cut it off, okay? Cut it off. I do think, though, that if this weighs heavily on your heart, it's very important that you at least let bygones be bygones, okay? I forgive you for what you did to me and or apologize for what I did to you. You know, I'd just like to clear the air and then that's it, okay? We good? Cool. Deuces. You know, that type of energy. Don't jump into it, you know, emotionally or anything like that. It won't turn out the way you want it to, okay? Anywho, who we on now? Pisces. Pisces. What's going to happen if you reach out? Okay? How would they respond? How do they really feel? And what's the best advice here? This is for people dealing with a situation in which there is very little to no communication. If you're not dealing with a situation in which there's little to no communication, this is not for you. Okay? Pisces. Pisces. 3 more shuffles here. 3 more. Last one. Okay, Knight of Wands in the reverse. Several avenues that I could take with that. Okay, so, all right, yep. I don't really know if you would get much of a response here. I might have to clarify some of that there because that doesn't tell me a whole lot. I definitely don't think this person would open up, okay, for sure. I think this person would very much respond like, kind of like they're better than you. Like, I think this person would very much be looking down their nose at you, is what I'm seeing here. And would be very, very closed off, if they would even respond at all. Let me clarify that top line, universe. Tell me some more about that right there. Because it's Queen of Pentacles, reverse 4 of Pentacles, the Emperor. It's not telling me a whole lot about how they would respond. Could be just no response at all. Oh, this just jumped out here. The Death in the reverse, okay. Okay, it could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with, the Magician. I don't really know if there would be much of a response here. I'm not getting a whole lot of communicative energy here. I'm not getting a whole lot of action energy here. If they did respond, I think this person would be very, very up on a high horse, looking down their nose at you. Would not want to open up very, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they would want to open up. They wouldn't express very much emotion to you at all. But for a lot of you, I just don't really think you would get a response. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. I'm not getting any communicative energy here at all. So for a lot of you, I think they probably wouldn't even respond if you reached out. For those of you, if they do respond, it's going to be very, very, very cold and distant and not a whole lot, not much, not much of a response at all, okay? How they really feel? I think that for a while, I think they would like to make things right, but I just don't really think they trust the process. I don't really think they trust that things could ever be made right between the two of you. With the Hangman in the reverse, I think they're no longer waiting on this. They're kind of releasing themselves and just letting go and backing off and saying, you know what, I don't, as much as I would love to make things right and let bygones be bygones, I just don't really think they trust opening up for some reason. Maybe they just don't trust you with how they feel. Okay, that Magician energy right there, it is in the upright, but that Emperor energy, I just don't really think they want to give you control they don't want to give you any power over their emotions, or they don't want to give you any power over them at all. So, I think they've been contemplating. They've probably been waiting on hearing from you, possibly. But at the same time, as much as they've kind of been waiting on whether or not you all would make things right, I don't think they trust the process. I don't. So the best advice here, I wouldn't. Okay, Ace of Swords reversed. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, with the Queen of Cups right here as a piece of advice, make sure that your emotional state is in check. Okay, make sure you basically, when I see the Queen of Cups, I think take accountability and responsibility for your emotional state. Thanks, Sydney, for that super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. But make sure that you take responsibility and ownership and accountability for your emotional state, and don't put yourself in any positions, or don't engage in any conversations that you think may make that difficult. Okay, like basically keep your emotions level and in check and cool at all times, and also take responsibility for knowing, okay, well, I'm going to stay away from this person right here if it would like upset me, or I'm going to stay away from this situation if I think that it would piss me off or hurt me. I'm just going to steer away from it. I'm going to steer away from anything that I think might make me trip and lose balance and accidentally drop my cup here. You know, that makes sense. That's the best. So I would not even engage. I would not engage, okay? And if you push for it, I think it could probably get ugly here. It could probably get really ugly if you push for it. I would not. Not right now, okay? I've been getting a lot of that. But I wouldn't, okay? So anyway, Jen, thank you for that super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Anyway, on that note, I feel like the messages my water signs needed to hear have come through. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Even though y'all didn't get notified, a couple hundred of you still showed up, man. That's cool. I appreciate it. Remember to look in the description of the video for information on scheduling personal readings, okay? Other than that, though, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I think this is it for today as far as my public stuff goes. If you ordered a personal reading and it is due today, I'm on it right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. All right? Y'all have a good one.